Hey everyone, welcome to House of Chi Yoga. Today I'm going to do a quick HIIT series with a band. A lot of glute work today, so if you have a band, it's going to add some resistance for you. It'll make the workout a little bit harder. If you don't have the band, that's okay. You just gotta squeeze extra hard. So we're gonna take the band up above the knee joints, not on the knee. Protect the knee by going above. And our first 40-second high is gonna be a jacks at the top and a jacks at the bottom. Now we want to make sure when we're stepping back to our plank, we're not landing low, we're landing really high. So I'm going to step or hop back to my plank, add a jacks, and then when I explode back up, I want to bring my butt down so that as I lift into my top jacks, I'm kind of coming up in my squat position, getting some extra work on the legs and the glutes. So jacks here, come down through your squat, jacks here, back up through your squat, jacks here. Good cardio. We're going to keep moving pretty quick on that one. Then our 20-second low, we'll just be holding a plank. So wherever you land in plank, you're just staying there for 20 seconds. Next one, Malasana burpee. So from plank, remember our Malasana position is heels in, toes out. So I'm going to use my core muscles to drive my hips and my knees forward. And my knees go outside the line of my elbow. Hands come up to the heart. So now the weight is shifted to the heels and the butt muscles. Hands down, little tap back, explosion forward. So I want to make sure I'm not stopping in plank. You can stop in Malasana. But when you're going back to plank, it's just a quick toe tap and then a hop back forward. You're exploding the knees forward using the core. Then you're going to go into 20 seconds, just squat. So you have the choice to stay in your Malasana or you can do toes forward, whichever squat you want to work. Hopefully you're getting 4 rounds in, so you can alternate toes forward and a Malasana, and then you get both squats in. All right, next one, we're going to land in our plank and go plank jacks. Now, shoulder girdle wrapped in, abs wrapped in. My heels and toes are in one line, so I'm really forward. And then I'm jacksing here, working the outside of the hips, outside of the legs. So if you have that band, try to push the legs really wide, push the resistance so you feel the muscles working more. And then we're going to hold 20 seconds in a downward facing. This is your opportunity to breathe, opportunity to open up those hamstrings. And then we're going to, from downward facing, bend the knees, walk it back, and go right, center, left. You can add a little hop if you want to. Lots of different things you can do there. But you're trying to keep the resistance on the band. You're trying to step and hit the outside of the booty muscle and then meet back through center. That one's a good one. Okay. Then you're going to go Malasana walk. So we're just going to land and walk the toes. Now this is, again, to get to the outside of the hip, outside of the legs. Think of the piriformis muscle. You're squeezing and getting that external rotation and then letting the toes come back in. Don't let the toes go too far in, just in line with the hips. And then we will do, that's only 20 seconds. Our next one is a warrior 3 deadlift. So this one is a little bit tricky for stability, so you can slow it down a little bit. Foot is planted, hips stay squared. Now one leg is just going to press back, and then you can come to a little toe tap. So this would be a level 1. I don't want this moving leg hip to open up. So if you need to, hands stay at the hip lines. You're using the glute and the hamstring, lifting, and then coming back through center. You have the option to go farther here, with the hands tapping all the way down. Now, my leg is just wobbling a bit. I want to make sure I'm pushing the toe down and really focusing on that leg stabilizing as I move towards my deadlift. So this side hamstring is holding, doing a lot of the work. Okay, and then you're just holding some form of a warrior 3. I know you have the band on, so if you can't go all the way up to a warrior 3, just do a little extension back and stay really light on the back toes. And then the last minute, you are just doing quick feet. So we're going to go through the last timer. We're keeping our feet wide. We're popping the feet up as quick as we can. We're keeping the heels off the mat. So that's 1 minute of a cardio burst. Don't let the feet come in narrow. You want to stay wide so you keep the resistance on the band. Okay, let me get our timer on. I'm going to go through our 30 seconds. If you haven't done a warm-up already, go ahead and go back to one of my warm-up videos or just take 2-3 minutes to kind of get the body moving, and then you'll be ready for this workout. We've got 15 seconds. I'm going to do a little footwork. Pressing into the toes, the balls of the feet. Trying to stay tall on top of the toes, maybe sinking down into the heels. Get some range of motion. We don't have too much on the shoulders, but we do have a little bit, so let's open it up. We've got only 3 seconds. So the first one, remember, it's a jacks at the top, abs in, jacks at the bottom. Come into your squat. Oops, I missed my jacks. Come into your squat on the way forward. You have to explode up from that squat position. We'll make it a little more in the legs. We don't want to go into the back muscles so much. Hi, this is a good cardio one. 15 seconds. We've got less than 10. And then we're transitioning into our plank hold. So we'll go one more. And then meet me in a plank hold. My sound must be off for the timer. Apologies. But hopefully you can see the color change and the numbers maybe. Okay, our next one is a Malasana burpee in 10 seconds. Remember, the knees are exploding wide. You're staying nice and light, pushing from the balls of the feet. And there's no stopping in plank. It's just a small tap back when you get to plank. If you need to stop, it's here in Malasana. And then it's fast, explosive work to bring the knees forward. Make sure you're bringing the hands up off the mat. You want to make sure you're actually hitting into your Malasana squat. Hi. Don't go all the way down into your stretch Malasana. Let's only hit that hover Malasana. So my tailbone goes to about level with my knee. 5 seconds, and then we're gonna go into our regular squat. Hi! Let's go, regular squat. Maybe adjust the wardrobe a little bit. You're only here for a few. Let's go 10 seconds. On the 5, you're going to step it back to plank and do your plank jack. So remember here, you want to pull the feet as wide as you can. You get the resistance on the band and work the outer leg lines. Push into your toes, shift the weight, shoulders over wrist. Halfway. The fingertips are working down. Staying strong through the shoulder girdle. The abs are staying in. You've got about 10 seconds. And then we get a little breather. We get to shoot it back to a down dog. Let's go for 5, 2, and 1. Meet me in downward facing. Oh, I feel tired today. This one's getting me. 15 seconds, then we move it on to our right, center, left. So you can play around with this one a little bit. You're looking to hit the outside of the glutes. Let's start bending the knees, walking it back. So your center point, and then your right, center point, left, center point. Hitting the outside of the glutes, keeping the abs in and up. Try to keep that resistance on the band. If you want to really focus on one side at a time, you also have the option, if you're doing multiple rounds, to stay just on one side curtsy, and then center, and then the next round, do the other side curtsy to center. That's going to get the glute muscles working a lot more. This feels like enough though for me today. Let's go for 5. We're landing in a Malasana walk, so we're not stopping. We're just pulsing toes out, toes forward. Remember, not toward midline. You're working that external rotation. Hi, my glutes. Got about 5. Then we're going into our warrior 3 deadlift. So you're choosing a leg. Remember, abs are in. If you need to, your hands can help you stabilize. I always like to touch something. The core is always a good spot to hold, just to bring focus to it. You want to make sure the abs stay in and up, pulling towards the spine. Now this one, you're definitely focused on one side. You're not switching right to left. So make sure you do at least 2 rounds of this series so that you can hit the other side hamstring. Notice if you're feeling it in the hamstring on the standing leg, you got to make sure the hips stay squared so that you hit hamstring and you're not opening up the top hip. You're almost there. Now you're going to find a hold. So either a warrior 3 hold, or if it's too much resistance on your band, you can let the back toes touch. But you still want to find the resistance on the hamstring. We've only got 1 more minute. Whoa, I can't look around. I'm going to keep my gaze in one spot. Hi, bring it up. So this is 1 minute. We're going through our timer. Quick feet. Your toes are out a little bit. Your legs are working the whole time. See if you can keep your heels up off the mat. And you can also add a little uppercut punch if you want to. Keep the core nice and tight. If your feet start walking in, pull them back out. Feel the resistance on the band the whole time. Focus on your breath work here. Focus on the light, quick steps. The color is going to change in 10 seconds, but we're not stopping. We've got about 30 more seconds. Pop, 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 pop. Whee! 20 seconds. Abs are in. Check in with that belly. I feel my glutes. 10 seconds, a little quicker. I'm going backwards. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Hi! Maybe give your glutes a little pat out. Sides of the legs, hamstrings, a little pat out. 1 minute break. Please do another round, at least one more. You gotta hit the other side hamstring. Those quick feet burnouts are super fun at the end. Push yourself through. Don't let the legs come in. Keep the legs wide, keep the knees wide. It's a good cardio burst, because then you get a minute break in between. So for your next round, rewind, do it with me again. If you have a second, like, subscribe to the videos, and see you next time. We'll bring you another one soon. Peace out, everybody.